Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. This is one of my longer videos and in it you'll see a minimal amount of editing so that the pace isn't as fast as it usually is in my shorts. I do wish to give you a brief summary of what is to come, and if you so wish, use the chapters to continue to whatever part appeals to you. In this video you will learn about rabbit hunting, making baskets, cleaning out a kitchen pantry, how to make cooked rabbits, gathering firewood for shelters, cleaning up clothes, processing honey, collecting straight branches, making juice, raising and dressing a baby, making simple pies, and making a honey bunny pie. This video is about all these things that you can do when you're new in a more advanced town. Furthermore, I also mentioned two massive pet peeves I've got with things that newbies often do. Thanks for watching in advance, and by all means, like this video if this appeals to you. As you can see, we're in Eve Honey's town today again. You might remember this town from where I made an engine in the engine making video. And you could see that I struggled a bit with the size of the smithy when I made that engine. But, you know, they got an engine now, so that's nice. Today, I want to focus on something else. Today, what I want to show you guys is what to do if you're a new player and you enter a town like this. It's big, there's lots of rooms, you have no idea what to do. So I'm going to start with a few tasks that are newbie friendly, that it's pretty hard to mess up, okay? So the first job that I see here is rabbit hunting. You see there's rabbits, you see there are snares, which means we can kill these rabbits. Now, there is one thing I look out for. You always want to catch a rabbit that has a little baby rabbit. The story behind that is, if there's a baby rabbit, that means that the baby rabbit will become the next rabbit, right? If you kill a rabbit that doesn't have a baby rabbit, eventually there will be a new rabbit there, but it will take much longer. So you always want to go for those that have a baby rabbit too. So that's what we're doing. We're doing this. Now Eve has made a request on this stone. Eve says, please discard rabbit pelt. Now you might say, but Jesse, can't we make clothes out of rabbit fur? Yes, you can. You can make clothes out of rabbit fur, but in a town like this, we have pretty clothes. We don't need rabbit fur clothing, right? That's no point to us. So I am going to discard the rabbit fur, and for that I take a knife. Also, because I'm hungry, let me just eat a honeycomb. There we go. So we are going to discard the rabbit furs that we caught. That's gonna make Eve very happy. And you might say, so what will people use the rabbit for? The skinned rabbits? Well, those are yums. You can eat those. Well, not raw, obviously. We don't eat anything raw in this game. If it's meat, then we will cook it. So to discard it, I just toss it over there. And you keep them separate. If you don't put them in a stack, they will disappear. It says so. So hold the rabbit fur, open the crafting guide, and it says wait 2 hours with 1 rabbit fur, and it despawns. So this is a very long time that it takes to despawn, but if nobody touches those, they will just despawn. So that's what we're doing. So we are just putting them over here. There's nothing on that side of the town, so hold on. It would probably be faster if I just put these in my horse wagon first. I'm not being efficient. You know, that's something you learn in the game. At some point you will notice, like, oh, I'm doing things the slow way. I can be more efficient if I put things in my backpack or anything like that, right? Or if you do things in bulk like this, just do everything at the same time. Okay, 6 rabbit fur, so this thing is full. I can move it a little further away as well, so just move it here, where it's not as appealing to new players that might think, oh, I need to put these in a pile. No, don't put the snares in your backpack. There we go. So basically we caught all these rabbits now. And this would have been a perfect job for you if you were a new player in this town. Now you see, this would only take a few minutes. This would not take that much of your time, right? Let's get these out of the way. Let's not leave the job half done. Because I think I started doing this when I was like 13 years old. And we are 16 0.6, so this took us about 3 minutes to catch these rabbits that were all here. And the game is often a lot of very small jobs, right? It doesn't always take an hour, like, or it doesn't take 20 minutes or whatever to make an engine or whatnot. There's a lot of small jobs that you can do. So here we've done the first job. Now, about the rabbits, we don't need the rabbits here. We can take those with us. Let's put a few in a basket here. Let's see if they need these in the kitchen to make pies. So we are moving to the kitchen. And we see that they have some meat here, but they do not have any rabbits. So the basket is going in there. I'm going to eat a bit of pie because I'm hungry. And I'm going to look for more baskets. Do I have a sharp stone or anything? I don't think I do. No, my backpack is kind of empty. Also, I have the teddy bear. Now, the teddy bear is super cute. I'm glad my mom gave it to me, but I'm gonna leave it here for the babies, because the babies can play with this, and that's just cuter. So, what else? I need a sharp stone. And we are going to make some baskets, and then we can move more of those rabbits in one go. So, to make baskets, cut 2 reeds like this. See, and that's how we can move them a bit better. Be careful in this biome, there could be dangerous boars. Now, because this is a pretty established town, most of the boars that were close to home have been removed. Aha. There's a bit more. I like looking for reeds that are practically next to each other, because then you don't have to walk too far with the reeds to make the basket. Oh, this is amazing, but look at these boars. Look, there's 3 boars right here. So you kind of don't want to stand too close to them. They might move here eventually, but not in this next minute. So I'll just go over here. I should be safe here. This is reed central. Oh my god. That's so many reeds. Also, you notice that people have chopped wood in that biome. That is basically the biome that people use for wood chopping, and that is the swamp biome. There's a good reason for that. In the swamp, the trees don't yield any very useful resources like branches. So what people do is they chop that wood, and they use that wood in ovens like these and this for kindling and whatnot. So yeah. Let's put that over there. This is pretty good. They have way too many tongs though. This is an insane amount of tongs. Like, you need a tong. You need tongs in your kitchen. Or when people make springy steel. But this is just absurdly insane. You only need like 1. Alright, so we left all the rabbits over here. So that was our first job. So it's not just about catching the rabbits. It's also about moving them into the proper place. I'm going to leave these tongs over here. Maybe someone does need them at some point or anything, so we'll leave them there. You know what we could do next? Another thing that I encourage newbie players to do, fill up the kitchen shelves. Now you see there's quite a lot of food here, but there's also some empty bowls, so I'm going to move out the empty bowls. There's also some empty plates, we don't need those. So once I start removing the empty plates and the empty bowls from these shelves, you see that they're actually emptier than we thought they would be, right? What I can also do is move everything that we can eat to one shelf to kind of get an idea, like, how much do we still need to make food? How much food do we want to make for this family? So let's move some over here. There. Now you might also see that there's some plates of jerky. You can move the jerky together. Like, some plates are half full, others are full. We kind of want to make full plates so that we empty up more plates for us. Let's see, can I put that on this one? Yes, see, so we just made another empty plate. There's some baked potatoes here, that's a good yum. Okay, so now we see that there's only half the shelves that are full. And the rest is still empty. So what we can do is make some food. So what I'm thinking of making, we can actually cook some of the rabbits that we found. We're not going to cook all of them, but cooked rabbit is a yum. And cooking this would be very nice for the family. So maybe let's go for 9. Does this place have a stick? Mom is going to get us some coconuts. That's good. As you saw, I made a short about coconuts, so now everybody knows everything about coconuts. So yeah. Okay, let's eat something. Also, when you eat food, I recommend eating the pies that are almost empty, so that you empty the plate. Don't eat mad though. If it's mad, just put it back, okay? There we go. I would also like to get rid of this corpse in the kitchen. Oh, here's some baskets. There we go. Because that is my cooking space. So that child just made 1 pie. I mean, that's good. Making 1 pie is great already. It's 4 yums for the family, right? But simultaneously, you just did open up the oven and now we don't have anything else to cook. It happens. It's fine. Is that Dodo? That's dough. We could prepare a few other pies too, but no, I need to focus on what I said I was gonna do. I was gonna teach you how to make rabbits. And I'm looking for a stick. Because you cook these rabbits on a stick. Oh, they're all over here. I didn't see those sticks. I'm using the finder if I can't find. See, those sticks are really hidden. But I only need 1 stick, and then I can continue with my job. And I need kindling, because without kindling, I can't do my job. That's another job we are going to do. We're going to look for some firewood after we cook the rabbits, because they're obviously in need of wood in this town. And that's a great job for newbies too, because it just requires you to look around with your eyes. If you have a horse, that's obviously easier. I'm gonna take the axe on my backpack for a second. Let's chop this. And let's make a little fire in front of the fire. Yes, you heard that right. So now I can use the tongs probably. If I also have a flat stone, which I do. So I want this fire to go down. So I do this. Now the fire went down. I used the tongs. I used the flat stone. Now we are going to cook some rabbits. See? We're putting them on a stick and cooking them over coals. Oh, that person's going away. They just stripped. So we are going to try and cook up all 9 of them. And this will be a good yum to put on those shelves that were so empty. And the good thing about this food, you can put it in your backpack. Not all foods can be put into your backpack, but this is a good food for people who are just working in the town. They need something to hold with them so they don't have to run back to the kitchen every 2 seconds. So in this case, we have some yums again. Okay, let's put this yum back on the shelf. I'm gonna put it more like towards the middle or the bottom so people don't just eat that immediately. Let's put some of these rabbits on here. Let's fill up these shelves. Maybe let's fill up this last one here. And I'm kind of putting them all over the shelves. This is something I do only during newbie waves. And we are in a newbie wave right now. I put foods like a little bit separate because a newbie sometimes just starts munching. So by separating the same foods a little bit, yes, drilled coconut. Thank you. So this is my mom. My mom, Eve Honey. She just gave me drilled coconuts. Okay, so I said I was going to do, I was going to look for firewood. Now we don't need a lot for this shelter. There's only 4 needed here. Let's have a quick look. That one can do with 2 more, so I can definitely bring one. There's also not a lot of firewood in that place, so let's do this. Getting firewood is one of the most useful things you can do for a town. And it's especially important for the smithy. Because smithing is not always the easiest thing. Some of the recipes are quite hard or can take a while. So the smith, if you're trying to smith, you don't want to walk away every 2 minutes to get new firewood. So if there's always a good supply of firewood, would be very nice. I'm going to get a little bit more firewood from the swamp biome. Now you see that there's not a lot here, but if we go south, see how much firewood there is here? There's some here, there's some here, there's firewood here. This is from all the trees that were chopped in this area. So I just load up my horse cart. Also, this is great for training your muscle memory, for how to move things in the game. Now we're going to move that as well. There we go. Let's go again. So yeah, I am kind of doing all the newbie jobs in this town now, but this is what you can do in an established town. If you find yourself in an established town, you want to do something useful, this is what you want to do. Don't take a horse and ride away, guys. I know that's like what... There's two things that kind of are sort of semi-useless that people do. I will talk about that later in the video. For now, let's just focus on getting a little bit more firewood to the town, and I will talk to that later when I see the spot to explain why two specific things are kind of useless, right? And it's two things that newbies do a lot, and it's not your fault that you do this, but it is absolutely useless. Also, there's like practically no wood in this smithy. Oh, the poor smiths. They can't smith this way. Let's see if we can find firewood in this biome over here. This one's already pretty empty. Wow. Also, this tailor has been in construction for months. This is the airport, by the way. No airplane, but there is an airport. I don't know since when their airport has been there, to be honest. I can't remember that one. Alright. So yeah, that's a job that people should do. Just gather firewood. And then my pet peeve, the thing I promised to talk about. Graveyards. Graveyards is my pet peeve. Now I understand why people like making graveyards. In Call Me Kevin's viral video, he was a graveyard digger. Twisted has done several videos where he dug graveyards as well. And it's one of the easiest things in the game. It's like, you find bones, you put them in a spot, and you put a shovel on them. That's it. The thing is, though, during a newbie wave, there can be 100 babies an hour. If you're gonna bury every single freaking baby that slash dies or that isn't able to survive the first 12 minutes of their life, that's not great. So this person over here, this is my big sister, Charlie Honey, which means that she didn't live a full life, but she died in the graveyard, as to say, bury me. That's okay, but if you look at this graveyard, you see that there's written text over all these graves. And that's because in 2 hours from life, you also see that it says forgotten person, but the person's not really forgotten because we, the players, wrote text. And we wrote, Polly learned more than pies just as lovingly, which is honestly a bit of weird English, but what we learn from this is that this is the grave of Polly Honey, who learned more than pies and apparently was very loving. When we go down here, we click this one, it says Jessie Honey, that's me. Worked on honey garden with mum. Brought all flowers to our town, died alone but happy. So basically, that was my life, where I worked in the honey garden, which I showed you earlier, and which I will still show you later too, because that's a good lesson for newbies. I brought all the flowers to our town, which means that my life goal was getting all these types of flowers, all different types, which is about, I think, 13 flowers. I brought every single flower to the town, so that Eve would never need to look for them. This person was Granger Honey, amazing mum, loved by everyone, helped a lot with farming. So what we are doing is not just writing down names, we're not just putting bones in the ground and putting a stone on top of them and calling ourselves done. We are writing down the stories of the people of this town. Now this one says, in loving memory of the berry farmer. Problem is we don't know the name, and because the name is now forgotten, we were never going to know this name again. So I recommend start with the name of the person. Loving memory of Doris. So Doris, we know her name, Doris Honey. Teacher of many, loved by all. So we know this was a teacher. And every single grave will tell a story. Luella Honey, new player who was happy to help with the building of the juice bar. So all these people will not be forgotten because they have a proper story to tell. But now this person, this big sister who died before she lived a full life, just was like, oh, I'm gonna go. I'll just die in the graveyard. I'll get a grave. And you see that some people have been buried here, but they've already been forgotten. So there's no way for us to know who they were. Nobody wrote a story. But because the graves are forgotten, these are useless graves. There's nothing to tell about these people because we just don't know them. And you might write a note saying, these people were forgotten. There's no point to it. Like, if we start doing that, then we will need 20 times as much space for all the dead people. So this is my pet peeve with graves. Another problem that some people do, they will bury people in the middle. Like over here we have a nice little flower, which is great, but some people will bury someone there. You can't touch this. There's no way to touch this if it's surrounded by other graves. So sometimes you see graves which are 5 by 5. And you can't reach the 9 people in the middle because the other graves are in the way. So you can't even touch the gravestones. And because everything becomes forgotten over time, this is a rule. This is not something that rarely happens. Every time there's a server update, and this game updates a lot, the names are forgotten. So we are getting a new update, I think maybe this weekend, which means that if you bury people now in any town, you might still see the names today, but once that update happens, all those people will be forgotten. So then you'll have a massive graveyard with nothing but forgotten people, unless you did some effort in engraving them. So here's also a note that says, Dear Honeytown contributors, leave a note of your achievements. We'll add to your headstone. Love you, Eve. So we are going to see if this person added a note of their achievements. So Charlie, I don't know if that is a note that they left. The thing is also, this person died, didn't even bother to strip. But there's no story. There's nothing to do here. You might say, but Jesse, this is your oldest sister, whatever. I didn't see them. I don't know what they did. They do not, in my opinion, they don't deserve a spot on the graveyard. And you might be like, Jesse, you play God. You play God with our emotions. No, they're going to become bone meal. They will contribute as bone meal, where they will probably do more than they ever did in their life. I know, I'm being really rude now. I'm being salty as fuck. I know, that's... I didn't drink any coffee today, which is normal because I never drink any coffee. But that is one thing you can say as an excuse when I'm being salty, right? Like, you can be like, oh, she didn't have any coffee. She's being mean again on YouTube. So yeah. All right, let's put those things in there. He's cleaning up close, which is great. Very good job for newbies too, cleaning up close. And I showed you guys how to restock some wood. I had a rant about the graveyard. I showed you guys how to get rabbits and cook them to get a bit of yums. Now I'm going to show you guys how to process honey. So I took that knife earlier from the honey farm, and it actually needs to go back to the honey farm now. So what is honey? So you can see that there's some crushed honeycombs in some of these bowls. And what you can do is you can put that crushed honeycomb in filters, like in a filtered honey like this. Then you can empty out this bowl. Now you have some dirty beeswax, and you put the bowl back. And you lift the cloth, you put it in an empty bowl. Now what I can also do is crush the honeycomb, put it in there, lift the cloth, and I move the dirty beeswax on the shelf. Now, dirty beeswax is a peculiar thing. You only have 1 minute to do anything with it. If you want to make candles, you will need dirty beeswax, but candle making is, I will say, it's an aesthetic thing which people just don't do. Most people do not bother to make candles, so if you leave it in the bowl, it's gonna despawn, but that's fine. We're just gonna leave it in here, and in a minute these bowls will be empty because it's dirty beeswax. Now this honey is yum. I can drink this. So by processing this honey, you are not just making food, which it is, it's food, you can eat this, but you are also providing the town with honey, which is used in planting trees, planting flowers. And if you saw my video on the upcoming update to the game, you might have seen that we are getting new flowers in the game. We are getting potted flowers. For every single flower that you wish to plant in a pot in the new update, you will need honey. So us making this honey and preparing it for the next generation to use is good. They can use this. This honey will be used. Never worry. If the honey farm is empty in any town and you see that you can process the honey into liquid honey like this, go for it. Now you might say, Jesse, there's quite a bit of honey, but some of the bowls are empty. That's right. We can actually get honey from the beehives. You see how they're so yellow? Like there's like honey on top of them? Well, that's because there is. So you take a little knife again, cut all of this out, just cut it out of those boxes, and now you see that the honeycomb is there. Put those honeycomb in the empty bowls, put the boxes back so that the bees can make more honey. There we go. And now you see that you have an empty beehive, and this one's still full. We can empty this one out too. Oh, I have a child. Oh, this child apparently does not wish to be born here. That's fine. That's their choice. Yeah, see, they ran away to /die. I do that sometimes too. I just check who's online, but I immediately run away from my mom. Just to not have them pick me up. Because every time your mom picks you up, they lose hunger pips. Which means that if they do that, they're going to get hungry. And if you're not staying in the game, it's kind of mean, right? To make them lose their hunger pips. Makes them hungrier, then they have to run to the kitchen again, blah blah blah. Which is something I'm gonna have to do. I'm going to have to run to the kitchen, so I'm just gonna process this honey here. Now you see this shelf is full of liquid honey. This one is almost full. There we go. Did I show you guys how I crushed the honeycomb properly? Because I kind of went fast over it, didn't I? I will show you guys one more time. We do have an empty bowl here. Okay, so basically you add one of those honeycombs, which you can also cut from the beehives, and then you hit it with a round stone. This makes it flat. Now it's crushed honeycomb, and now you can put it in the cloth. A very important thing about the cloth, if I leave it on the floor like this, use training cloth, you see over here, if I wait 1 hour, the cloth despawns. We don't want that. We don't want this cloth to despawn, so we always put it back in a bowl. Never leave this out on the floor. It's a very noob thing to do, to leave it on the floor, but let's not do that, okay? You are pros. You watch my videos. You're now a pro, right? So you know how to process honey. You know how to catch rabbits already. You know that you can help this town by bringing firewood to all the empty fireplaces like this. Just fill them up. Look, there's still empty shelters here. These can be filled up, so do it. So that's something to do. What other things can be done? Well, obviously, there's the regular answers, like you can farm, you can tend to the animals, you can breed more animals. That is probably something I'm going to cover in other videos and shorts. You can plant tree farms, always useful. But then, another job, which we can do near the graveyard. I'm about to eat this. Ooh, slice of pizza. Is getting these straight branches. So what you can do with straight branches, just pick them like this. You might say, but why? What is so good about these branches? I can actually put them behind the tree. See? I just put them behind the tree. I use my keyboard to do this, but you don't have to put them over there. You can also just put them in your horse cart. Like this. Put them in the horse cart. I'm leaving a few on the floor here. You might not see it, but I put them over there. And you might say, okay, fine, you got some branches. What will you do with them? I'm going to bring them close to the smithy. And in this case, not all of them, just a few. You might say, but why? Why to the smithy? Because these are the branches that they use to make tools, like your hoe, your axe, your shovel, your pickaxe, but also your hammer and other things. So I'm moving them over here, which means that if anyone needs to make a tool, they got some wood right here, and they don't have to go far to finish making that. And just about 6 is fine, I'd say. I don't feel like we need more. Also, oh my god, we used to have like, I don't know, 7 cats here, and now there's just 4 cats left. Wow. That's not much. Also, this is Eve Honey's secret and most honorable gravesite. The garden welcomes all. This is a burial site of Eve Honey. Now, Eve Honey is the owner of the town, so obviously, if you have the owner of the town, you can have a very fancy gravesite. I think I might have made part of that gravesite, so yeah. Eve is doing some fishing. If you watched Fishing 101, you know how to do this now, so that's another thing you could do in this town. You could play with puppies. If you watch my Puppies 101 video, you know how to play with puppies, right? Can I get in here? Yeah. Can I get in here? Is there no entrance to the... Oh, I think she basically closed off the puppy garden, which is probably a good idea, because if there's people who just take all the sticks, the puppies will all die, and this is a good way to protect them by making sure you can't get in for now. That's Eve's prerogative. If you are wondering, what other things can I do in a town that's so as big as this? It is time to just look around and see what every house is for. Sometimes it says at the front, right? But can you guess what this house is for without going to read the stone block with the writing outside? Now you see there's a brewery with beer, there's mugs of beer, there's bowls of hops, and there's fruiting hops. So obviously this is a place to make beer. I would not recommend just starting to make beer on your own without help from someone who knows what they're doing. You could look in the Wikipedia, of course, and check 2Tech, which is the website where you see all the recipes for making beer and other things. But now you know, okay, this is a thing I could do. Do I know how to do it? Is there someone I can ask to teach me to do it? You could learn to have this as your job, just making more beer. Speaking of beer, I'm going to drink some. There we go. And then we're going to the next building. And now you might be like, what's this place for? So we have sugarcane. There seem to be some bottles. Oh, and here is apple juice, lemonade, and orange juice. And then in the mugs, you also see there's orange juice, there's lemonade. They don't have any apple juice here. So you might be like, okay, this is apparently a juice place. And apparently there are 3 different types of juice, right? So we're going to fill some of these with some apple juice. There we go. Now there's a better variety. Now there's orange juice, apple juice, and lemonade in here. Let's get that one there too. We're gonna fill a few of these. There we go. And then you might say, okay, well, there's a few empty bottles. Maybe we should get a little bit more orange juice, for example. So let's see. We take the oranges. I will teach you guys how to make orange juice in a place like this very quickly. So first thing to do, you have an empty clay crock. You put the kraut board on there, and this will shred the oranges. So I'm starting to shred 6 oranges. If I have no oranges, I can go over here and try to get them from these trees. There's a few on the floor here. There, now we have 6 oranges again. But 6 oranges is enough for this recipe. Now, this is just juiced oranges. You want to add some sugar to that. So over here, we have sugar. Take a bowl. Add the sugar. And now we have orange juice. Now, we can't just drink this from the big crock like this. We need to put it in a bottle. So we take an empty bottle. And what you also need is a funnel. Do you know what funnels are? Do you see it? So with the funnel, I can pour it in. There we go. This is empty again. The funnel goes back on the shelf. And we have no orange juice. And we put that over there. The recipe is the same if you do it for apples, if you do it for lemonade. So that's a way to restock the bottles over here. If you see that the bottles are empty. Look, there's 3 empty bottles now, which can be restocked with any of the juices. We still have a lot of sugar too, so that's no problem. If you see that you're out of sugar, then your job would be to get new sugar for a place like this one. And that is just restocking this. Then, over here, we have a vineyard. You can see it. There's grapes. Oh, I have a baby. I just had a baby in the vineyard, guys. Hi, kid. Now, one of the noblest jobs, if you're a new player, is just to raise new children and to do it in a way that is memorable to them and that is kind to them. And you can say, welcome to Honeytown. Welcome to Honeytown. This is our clothes room. And they're being very polite. They're saying hi. We're going to give them. And they say, whoa. So apparently they haven't been in a town like this. They might be a little bit overwhelmed with what they can do in a place like this, but let's give them some nice clothes. There we go. My daughter. You are Anna. There we go. If you ever get babies, bring them here to dress them. How? You're too small to talk, baby. You should wait a moment. How many? How many? How many are we? There's, I think, 4 of us here in this town. Eve was fishing. Eve is the owner of the town. Eve, this baby is new. They like your town. It's grandma. Yes, it's grandma. It's grandma. Grandma. Check out all these boots. That's too many boots. Toss them in the fire. Love you. I love you too, mama. The fish ain't biting. Oof. Sometimes it be like that. So there is a job board in this town. So if you read this, it says make medic packs, stock hospitals, wood chopper, collect firewood from some biomes, stock storage, farmer, collect seeds, tend to farm, stock veggies, rancher, feed and raise animals, always leave enough animals to grow more. So yeah, over here you can sort of see that there's jobs. Silk farmer, chef, artisan. Then we have fisher. Experienced players may work on their own additions to Honeytown, which is something I've done before. Tend to the farm. Apple farmer, tend to orchard, collect honey, farm silk. Yeah, lots of little jobs to do. Do you know? Oh, where? She's asking me a question. Let's have her ask my question. Where will I work? Oh, you can work everywhere. You can work everywhere. It's up to you to decide. And you can switch jobs too. 2 hours is a long time to work on one job. When you get children of your own, you can dress them and feed them and talk to them. You can do some cooking, some farming, restock firewood. Lots of things to do. What do you already know? Very good. Very good. I know. Let's see what I know. I'm curious. I know a lot. Well, this is your family. Hi, kids. I can do so. I can do some. Thing. This is a non-answer. I have no idea what your skill level is. Okay. But what is okay. What is your best job so far? Is this your first life? Maybe I should ask, is this your first life? Because I got the message they were new. No. Oh, that's good. That's good. What did you learn in previous lives? I've been playing 4 week. Great. You must know a little bit. 2 weeks. That's nice. That's nice. Do you know cooking pies yet? I try my best. Let's see, maybe we can get them to cook pies with us. Not yet. Okay. Let's learn that. Let's learn that. Okay, so we will make a few pies. Basically, we start with 4 plates. Let's see, where's the plates? There we go. I put them on a table. Put them on a table for convenience. Now we need dough. We make dough by combining flour and water in a bowl. What will you take? Flour? I take water. Combine the two. Water on flour. So yeah, you do have to be correct in what you put on what. So you can't put flour in water, but you can put water on flour. This is also the case in real life. It makes a difference with how you mix your dough. So yeah. Now, take the dough and touch the 4 plates. Yeah, she's got it. Great job. Okay, there are a bunch of different pies to make. Let's try to make 4 different pies. Let's see what we got over here. Minced mutton, and minced mutton doesn't go in there. Let's start with rabbit pie. Take a rabbit. Take a rabbit. Put the rabbit in a bowl. You can see this person has played a little bit of the game. They're a little bit faster with clicking around. Then we mix with sharp stone or a knife. I will do it since you can't hold knife yet. There. Now put the rabbit in the pie. It's been mixed. Great. Take the bowl with you. We're going for a little walk. Take berries in your bowl. 6 in total. If you click a full berry bush, that's the best way to get it. Good. Let's see. Put a carrot in your bush. In your berries. Put a carrot in your berries. Sorry, teaching is very difficult. Put a carrot. Oh, you can eat that. Yeah, you can eat a berry. Don't munch on berries. She's probably a bit hungry. That was another yum. Okay, come. Now mix the berry and carrot. Mix the berries and carrot. I don't know if we have a... You can use a sharp stone. Use a sharp stone. Good. Now put in the pie. Now the berries alone. goes in a pie too. No need to mix. Now let's get a carrot from the box. No problem. Here's the box. You got one. It's in there. Come. Mix it. Oh. Mix it well. She's taking it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yay! 4 different pies. Basically, berry, carrot, and rabbit can be combined in all different ways. So you can do berry, carrot, rabbit pie, or berry rabbit, or rabbit carrot, etc., etc. If you make all combinations, you got a lot of pies. Another variety is apple. Just plop in an apple and done. That's this one. Then there is honey bunny. Honey bunny is rabbit, and then you smother it with honey. And then there are the special thick meat pies. Those are prepared completely differently and use mutton, beef, pork. But these pies are the starter pies, the ones you just learned. To cook them, we make a fire, which is something I cover in my short. We start with kindling. Watch me closely. Food is north. The top shelves. If you are hungry, take from these shelves. Let's make fire. I want her to come and see. First we make kindling with axe. Then we put kindling in the oven. This is not an oven. I call it an oven. It's a fireplace. Put it in the fireplace. I want her to do it. The thing is, if I show you things compared to if I have you do things, that is how you learn things. So I am going to need flint and steel, which is over there. Okay. Next, we need juniper from a juniper tree. There's one right outside. It was protected from destruction here. Touch this tree. Put it in the fireplace. Now use flint and steel. And the fire will come. Yes, yes. Right, great job. Now, this is not a cooking oven. This is just a fireplace. This is a cooking oven. We put in firebrand. Now we carry the fire I will light it up, and you can cook the pies immediately. Let's cook. I'm going slow to not make her feel too bad about herself. That jar does not go in there. She's doing a good job. Great job. Now this food is cooked, and we move it north to make room for the oven. There we go. Good job. This also keeps hungry people out of the working area of the kitchen. Or else everyone will be here touching your pies as you make them. If you want, you can try to make the other pies now. There's flour, there's water, here's plates. You can make a bunch. The berries are outside, the carrots are outside. I will bring you honey, so you can also make the honey bunny pie. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are going to bring them the honey so they can make the honey bunny pie, and they've got a job now. They know what to do. This is going to take them a while. They're new. I am worried though that where did the jars go? We definitely had honey jars. I'm not sure if I want to put honey on a pie. Can I use this? I don't think so. I think we need it from a jar. Yeah, like if we have this, then you can put it on the pie, but you can't put it on the pie if you don't have a jar. So let's see if we can find a jar. If I zoom out, I'm not sure. Is it over here? We have another honey zone here because there's also honey needed in the orchard. I'll give her an apple so she can make an apple pie. Here, my dear. It's in the bucket. Okay. Let's continue looking for honey. I am weirded out. We definitely had jars before. Definitely. And now I can't see a single jar. That's weird. Eve, do you know where the jars went? I'm looking all over. I can't find the jars. I remember this. Okay. We have one. Okay. There's gotta be somewhere. Thank you. I'll race you to it. I'll race you to it. I don't know where. I don't know where it could be. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't think it would be in the smithy. That would be like a very... Here it is. They put it here. I got it. I found the jar, Mother. I found it. I found it. It was in the smithy storage. Which is a weird spot for it to be. Thanks so. Thanks so. Alright, I am hungry. Let's quickly eat some of these. So let's go for this. Let's go for this. Let's go for an apple. Yep. Alright, let's get some honey going in there. So we found a mason jar, and now we are just going to get some honey. So I just use these bowls on it. There we go. Now I have 3 empty bowls again. There we go. Okay. If you make a bunny pie next, you just touch it with the honey jar. Ah, no, no. Makes sense. She's doing great. She's got berry rabbit now. She's got apple. Mix it first. Then put it in the pie. Then touch the pie with the honey jar. Not yet. Too soon. Put it in the pie. Now touch it with honey. Yay! Honey bunny pie. For those of you who are not aware, honey bunny pies, they are for HoneyBunnyGames, aka Twisted. It's actually a way to honor Twisted in the game 2 Hours One Life. So if you ever make a honey bunny pie, you're secretly honoring Twisted for his contributions to the 1 Hour One Life and 2 Hours One Life community. Great job. Awesome. So I'll get some more rabbits for her. I'll put them over here. There we go. She won't even notice I did that. She won't even notice there's new rabbits there. Hi guys, I am Skylar Honey at this moment. I returned because I forgot something very important in my previous video. At a certain moment I said that I was going to talk about my 2 pet peeves with the game, with new players in the game. And I said one of the pet peeves were people that would just bury people without notes and without, you know, just proper graves. Like, you know, these people are here, but I wonder if anyone even knows what these people did or if they're ever going to get a nice note. That was my first pet peeve. We're not going to start over with that again. My second pet peeve, which was sort of hinted at, but I'm not sure if anyone really got it at that moment. Maybe you did. If you know me, you know it's one of my pet peeves. If you don't know me, then you probably don't. But one of my pet peeves are newbies that run off with our horses. And I'm not talking about our wild horses. I'm talking about our horse carts. Now, what newbies often think is that this game is 1 Hour One Life. It is not. In 1 Hour One Life, people spawn randomly on the map, and when, for example, the white family dies, they go and look for the old white family, they take the valuables from that location, like they take horses, they take knives, they take engines, or whatever was left in the old location, and they bring that to the new location. And that is actually a game mechanic in 1 Hour One Life. You go to the old town, you take the stuff, and you bring it to the new town. This is 2 Hours One Life, and this game mechanic is completely different. We do not believe in abandoned towns. Because every Eve is a person that makes their town, and if the family dies today, Eve is going to come back. Remember last time when I made the engine video that I was working on the engine in here? Then I was the last person and I let the family die with me. The family's back today, see? So maybe the family was not alive for a few weeks because Eve was doing different things, but Eve is now back, everyone's playing in the family again, and it's possible that this family is going to survive for another few hours, and maybe tomorrow the family will be dead again, but then Eve returns in 2 days and the family's back. And that's the way it goes. So not a single town is considered abandoned in 2 Hours One Life. Which is also the reason why newbies should not just take a horse and go explore and try to find an abandoned town that they can loot. 1, the looting is considered griefing, it's not allowed, it's in the rules. And 2, you're basically crippling the town by taking away the horse. Because now people who need the horse for doing actual work can't take the horse. So that is my second pet peeve. Do not take horses that you see in a town to just run off into the sunset. And you might say, but Jesse, a bell rang. Yeah, the bell is 27,000 tiles away. You don't even know how to yum. Please stay in the town and learn an actual skill instead of just running off with a horse that you don't even know how to make. And if you're like, but Jesse, when can I finally run off and be free and have my own horse and do what I want? One, when it's your own town and your own horse, then you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to run off with every single horse you make, be my guest. Or two, if you have made the horse from scratch, which means breeding a new horse, making the leather saddle, making the leather bridle, making the cart. If you can do all those things by yourself and you do that, and you make your own horse, by all means, take it, run off to the bell if you want to do that. Go and do it. But until you are pro enough to know how to yum, to know how to survive on a trip, to know what to do if you run over a snake, because that will cripple your horse. And if you don't know what to do, don't go on a horse ride, because you'll get stuck. Then don't take horses other people have made, okay? It's an issue. I know many Eves complain about it. Not all the Eves. Some Eves are also like, well, it's bound to happen. What are we gonna do about it? Well, in my case, I am going to rant about it because I am freaking sick and tired of it. Okay, I think it's enough is enough. Newbies need to learn that this is not 1 hour, 1 life in game mechanic, and running off with a horse has no purpose. It doesn't make you cooler, and you don't learn to play the game. You just run around like an idiot for an hour. So if you do want to explore the wild, I'm all for it. Ask Eve if it's okay to leave. Often they will give you things like backpack or clothes that they have too much of. They might be like, oh, okay, if you want to leave, wear the cowskin coat, because this is very easy to make for them. Wear the cowskin pants, you can be okay. And maybe don't wear these shoes, right? Wear these shoes. They might give you different clothes. And they might say, take a straw hat. Okay, I'll take a straw hat. They might also say, don't take that backpack, because that's a good one. Make a rabbit one, you know, whatever. But they might dress you in different clothes and then even give you some food. They might even say like, oh, take some food with you, because this is stuff you can't find in the wild, blah, blah, blah. Now you can go off and explore. And if you don't come back, it's okay, because you're not losing anything valuable in the wild, okay? So that is something you could ask. It's not forbidden to leave town, but it is annoying if you leave town with the good clothes, with the horses, with the good backpacks, and everything that just takes a lot of effort to make. Alright, so far for this rant, alright? Sorry about that, but I really wanted to get that off my chest in one of these videos, so I'm glad I did it now. Alright, let's continue. I am feeling like this is probably a long enough explanation for you guys. This might be a very long video. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to continue playing my life in peace without recording. As you can see, I've got a great student in my daughter, Anna Honey. Kudos to you. You're a very good student and a very nice player, it seems. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have specific things you would like to see in shorts or in long video content, let me know and I'll get to it. Oh, one more thing to ask from you guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying to get monetized at some point. I'm very far away from it, and I'm not sure I can get monetized. Playing a game like 2 hours 1 life, the player base is not massive, you know? But that means it's all the more important that you subscribe if you watch my videos regularly. It's the only way for me to hope to get monetized. I need about, I think, 1,000 subscribers before I get ad revenue. I am not even at 200, so, you know, I got a way to go. I got a way to go. But, yeah, if you guys feel like it, subscribe. Please. Please, I'm begging you. And it would mean the world to me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.